Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Battle Through the Heavens based on novel. So let's start. Xiao Yan, this is the Yao Clan. The red-haired old man furiously glared at Xiao Yan before he sharply cried out, after seeing Yao Wangui struggling with all his strength in Xiao Yan's hand. This elder, I have no intention of causing trouble during my stay in the Yao Clan. However, if anyone bullies my teacher and me, I will not simply accept it lying down either. Xiao Yan's eyes were ice-cold as he stared at the shocked and horrified Yao Wangui in front of many people. His voice was low and deep as he spoke. Little Yi in the sky swiftly descended as Xiao Yan's voice sounded. After which, he stood on Xiao Yan's shoulder. The purifying demonic lotus flame surrounded him while a horrifying heat spread. It caused the faces of many to feel slightly startled. It was the first time they had ever seen such a mysterious heavenly flame. As Little Yi came rushing down, the somewhat strong black figure beside Xiao Yan shifted a step and coincidentally blocked the red-haired old man. The red-haired old man was extremely strong and was a genuine 6-star Do Xing. Only the Northern King could block him. Even the corner of Elder Wanho's eyes twitched after seeing the lineup beside Xiao Yan, especially when his eyes scanned the cold and indifferent black body in front. A fear rose within his eyes. During the exchange earlier, he had discovered that even he was unable to obtain the upper hand. This Xiao Yan really lives up to his name. He already possesses such strength despite being so young. Moreover, there are so many powerful existences beside him. Such an outstanding talent has actually appeared in the declined Xiao clan. How envious! The fury on Elder Wanho's face was slowly withdrawn. He studied Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan's achievements did not lose to even old demons like them. Among the younger generation across the entire continent, it was likely that no one could beat him. Xiao Yan, today is an important day for my Yao clan. If Yao Wangui has offended you in any way, can you let him off on account of our Yao clan? The surrounding individuals were slightly startled after hearing Elder Wanho's words suddenly become much gentler. They looked at Xiao Yan in a strange fashion. They had not expected an expert from the 6th star of the Do Xing class to not be able to subdue Xiao Yan. Elder Wanho. The elders from the Yao clan revealed a different expression upon hearing Elder Wanho's words, causing them to involuntarily cry out. From the way they saw it, if Elder Wanho attacked, he would definitely be able to capture Xiao Yan. At that time, it would show these guests that no one was allowed to offend the prestige of the Yao clan. However, shut your mouths. I know what I am doing. Elder Wanho furiously chided them. His expression sank when these people interrupted him. Other people might not be able to tell, but he clearly understood that even if he acted personally today, it would be difficult for him to gain an advantage against that cold and indifferent figure beside Xiao Yan. Moreover, there was still Little Yi holding the purifying lotus demon flame from the side with malice. Although those elders felt a great unwillingness in their hearts, all of them merely shut their mouths after hearing Elder Wanho's stern cry. With the exception of the clan head, no one could surpass his position within the clan. Xiao Yan was also surprised that this elder, who clearly possessed quite a high position within the Yao clan, would actually utter such words. His gloomy expression quickly became a little warmer. Xiao Yan, you didn't come to the Yao clan just to find trouble with Yao Wangui, did you? Elder Wanho once again asked a question after seeing Xiao Yan's expression grow warmer. Teacher. Xiao Yan slightly nodded. His eyes shifted to Yao Lao. Clearly, he was only intent on listening to his teacher's opinion. Everyone shifted their eyes upon seeing Xiao Yan's gaze. Finally, their eyes paused on Yao Lao, who had yet to speak since the beginning. Since Elder Wanho has personally stepped forward, we would really be going overboard if we continue to insist. Yao Lao was quite calm in front of the many gazes. He faintly smiled as he replied. He was aware that it was naturally impossible to truly kill Yao Wangui right now. After all, the Yao clan would definitely not sit back and do nothing then. Since Elder Wanho had given him a path to step back, he was willing to take it. In any case, he had already achieved the deterrence he wanted. Elder Wanho sighed in relief after hearing Yao Lao's words. His eyes were a little complicated as he glanced at Yao Lao. He had never expected this abandoned person the clan could do without would actually end up with such achievements. Not only did he step into Doxing realm, he had even taught a disciple who had surpassed him. This disciple of his made the geniuses of the Yao clan pale in comparison. If I paid a little more attention back then, the current situation would perhaps have been completely different, Elder Wanho sighed within his heart. If the clan had paid a little more attention to Yao Lao, it was likely that he would have developed some lingering feelings for the Yao clan. In that case, the relationship between the Sky Mansion and the Yao clan would have been quite good. How regretful. Xiao Yan nodded after Yao Lao opened his mouth. His eyes glanced indifferently at Yao Wangui in his hand. After which, he randomly tossed him toward the group of elders. The elders hurriedly received him in a miserable fashion. Elder Wanho. Both my teacher, and I represent the entire Sky Mansion Alliance on our trip to the Yao clan. My teacher is the chief of the alliance. His status is not like the others. Hence, I hope that those elders, who think that their status is a little superior, control their attitudes. My Sky Mansion Alliance might have only been established for a short period of time, but we will not allow anyone to randomly criticize us. Xiao Yang turned his head, looked at Elder Wanho, and spoke in a deep voice. Xiao Yang did not feel the least bit of fear and respect in front of this Yao clan elder. In terms of strength, the other party might not be able to defeat the Northern King. Moreover, if they were to really engage in a life and death battle, Xiao Yang was confident he could take the other party's life. Hence, Xiao Yang was not overly courteous when he uttered these words. Everything was measured in terms of strength. Elder Wanho was clearly aware of the strength of both parties. Hence, he did not appear to be offended by Xiao Yang's words. In terms of overall strength, the Sky Mansion Alliance was not inferior to their Yao clan. If one were to discuss the top-level strength, the Alliance, which possessed the ancestor of the Pill Tower, Xiao Chen, Xiao Yang, and the Northern King, was comparable to the Yao clan. Currently, from just the perspective of the strength between both parties, neither was stronger than the other. This was something many elders were clearly aware of, but they were unwilling to admit this in their hearts. Elder Wangui is rather hot-headed. There are times when he involuntarily says offensive words. This elderly self will reprimand him after this. Everyone who has come today are guests. Regardless of what faction the both of you have come in behalf of, our Yao clan will treat you according to the way guests should be treated. Elder Wanho was clearly many times better than Yao Wangui in terms of magnanimity. His polite words caused many to slightly nod. Such a way of speaking clearly suited the prestige of a large clan. Yao Wangui revealed a flush-red expression, but he did not dare to say anything. If Elder Wanho had not hurried over in time earlier, he would have embarrassed himself in public if he could even keep his life. Elder Wanho ignored him. He waved his sleeve and rays of light shot out. The lights accurately shot into the mouths of those individuals who had spoken wickedly and had been beaten by Xiao Yang. After which, he commanded in a faint voice, "For being disrespectful to guests, all of you are exiled from the Medicine Mountain for 10 years. Iron guards, bring them away." A couple of figures rushed over after his words had just sounded. After which, these figures brutally grabbed those pale-looking individuals and tossed them outside like dead dogs. "Ha ha, Alliance Chief Yao, young friend Xiao Yang, may I know if the both of you are satisfied with this punishment?" Elder Wanho glanced between Xiao Yang and Yao Lao as he laughed in a faint voice. Xiao Yang admires Elder Wanho's impartiality. Xiao Yang also revealed a smile on his face. He cupped his hands politely to Elder Wanho. How could he not understand Elder Wanho's intentions? These small fries were for him to randomly vent his anger, but Xiao Yang would not be able to pursue the offenses of Yao Wangui. After all, the other party had already punished the members of their Yao clan in public. It is already quite late. If everyone plans on observing the medicinal ceremony, please follow me to the top of the mountain. Ha ha. I have heard that young friend Xiao Yan was once the pill-gathering champion. It is likely that you are also extremely accomplished in terms of pill refinement. However, the Yao clan's medicinal ceremony operates on an even higher level than the pill gathering. Each medicinal ceremony is the peak gathering of alchemists on the Do Chi continent. If young friend Xiao Yang can emerge victorious in the medicinal ceremony, the title of the top alchemist on the continent will belong to a different surname. Elder Wanho fondled his beard. His tone contained a faint pride. In terms of Do Chi strength, he would have to view Xiao Yang as an equal. However, when it came to alchemist skills, his pride was accidentally expressed. After all, the Yao clan specialized in medicinal refinement. Xiao Yang merely smiled when he heard the pride within Elder Wanho's voice. He randomly said, "I was taught my alchemist skills by my teacher, but I am curious to learn about the top alchemist gurus within the Do Chi continent. It would really be my honor to be able to spar with them." Ha ha, you will definitely have a chance. Anyone who possesses the ability to join the medicinal ceremony can do so. Elder Wanho laughed. After which, he ceased speaking. His body moved and rushed into the sky. After which, he flew toward the mountain. The many elders from the Yao clan followed close behind. Xiao Yang curled his lips after seeing the backs of those Yao clan elders. Was the Yao clan planning to gain back some face through medicinal refinement? That did not appear simple. Teacher, let's go. Let us go and take a look at the so-called top alchemist gurus from the Do Chi continent. Xiao Yang laughed. He turned his head to look at Yao Lao, who smiled and nodded. After which, the both of them rose into the air at the same time, and followed those Yao clan elders from afar, as they all swiftly hurried to the mountain. The peak of the medicinal mountain was covered by a cloud. A strange medicinal fragrance spread, causing one's heart to feel untroubled, as though one was in a divine place. There were clusters of medicinal ingredients, gathering like a sea on top of the medicine mountain. There was an incomparably huge stadium floating in the air above the medicinal ingredient sea. There were 4 huge medicinal cauldrons at the 4 corners of the square. A pill fragrance slowly rose from them as a smoke charged into the cloud. There were many human figures standing on this floating stage. Many lively conversations were being emitted. Their eyes were all looking to the north. There were many stone chairs neatly arranged there. Pretty female servants shuffled around the 2 sides of the stone chairs like butterflies. Those agile hands filled all the jade cups on the stone tables. Swoosh swoosh. Xiao Yang and Yao Lao rushed to the top of the mountain. Their eyes swept around. They were about to find a random spot to take a seat, when Elder Wanho stood from a stone chair at the side. He loudly laughed, "Alliance Chief Yao Chen, young friend Xiao Yang, this way please." Yao Chen. Xiao Yang. The Sky Mansion Alliance, huh? It is unexpected that even those two have come. According to the rumors, it seems that this Yao Sheng was once someone from the Yao clan, but he was subsequently expelled from the clan for some reason. Something like this actually happened. If this is really the case, does that not mean that the current Yao clan deeply regrets their decision? The laughter of Elder Wanho immediately attracted many pairs of eyes to the location of Xiao Yang and Yao Lao. The current Sky Mansion Alliance was extremely well known, and was appearing like the new overlord of the Central Plains. Most people present had heard about the chief of the alliance in name and its spiritual leader. Many private whispers began to pop up. Xiao Yang completely ignored these various gazes. All he did was simply look at Yao Lao. Ha ha, it is just as you have said. We represent the Sky Mansion Alliance. If they do not give us a good position, they would be looking down on our alliance. Yao Lao laughed. Xiao Yang smiled upon hearing his explanation. After which, their bodies flashed and appeared a short distance from Elder Wanho. They found a position and sat down. The sharp female servants by the side hurried forward and served them. Elder Wangue smiled at the both of them after they had sat down. Those other elders beside him felt a little unnatural. These elders were all senior representatives of the Yao clan. If Yao Chen had continued to remain in the Yao clan, he would have had to greet them upon sight, yet the current reality allowed them to understand that they would likely be the ones who would have to greet him. The chief of the Sky Mansion Alliance was comparable to the head of the Yao clan. There is nothing interesting to see during the start of the medicinal ceremony. It is merely some young fellows within the Yao clan displaying their skill. The main event of the medicinal ceremony is after that. Yao Lao looked down at the incomparably large stone stage below and softly laughed. He immediately looked at Xiao Yan and said, "If you can emerge victorious in that final competition, the position of the top alchemist on the continent will belong to you. I don't really care about my position, but the Yao clan is really extremely arrogant. I am only planning to use the alchemist skills that teacher has taught me, show them that their reckless and foolish actions back then have caused the Yao clan to lose a true genius." Xiao Yang smiled as he responded. His alchemist skills had already surpassed Yao Lao, but the reason he was able to attain such an achievement was because of the teachings of Yao Lao. If he were able to emerge victorious in such a place, no one within the Yao clan would dare to stop Yao Lao from leaving his parents' name on the clan's tablet. "You little fellow," Yao Lao smiled as he chided him. However, his face was filled with a pleased expression. The heavens had really blessed him with such a disciple. Even though your alchemist skills have already reached the pinnacle, it will not be an easy matter to emerge victorious in this medicinal ceremony. Yao Lao's expression became grave as he said, "Those who can participate in the final competition between alchemists are basically the top individuals of this world. It would be impossible to even find alchemists of this within the Pill Tower." Xiao Yang gently nodded. He naturally did not think that those who could participate in the alchemist competition were mediocre individuals, but the stronger his opponent, the more interested he was in competing. Ever since that enjoyable match with others during the pill gathering back then, Xiao Yang had not been able to compete with others in terms of medicinal pill refinement in such an environment for a very long time. Moreover, the opponents this time around would be many times stronger than the opponents of the pill gathering. The human traffic around the stone stage expanded while Xiao Yang and Yao Lao were chatting. Subsequently, various noises shot toward the sky. The buzzing voices caused even the clouds in the sky to scatter a little. The voices spread before a gong sound rang through the sky. Many members of the Yao clan swiftly stood up. Their respectful voices spread in a mighty manner. "Welcome, clan head." The clouds in the sky churned as the vast and mighty greeting reverberated before they separated. A white-robed, white-haired old man slowly stepped forward. His hand landed against the air and emitted waves of mysterious fluctuations. Space seemed to have solidified at this moment. "Clan head of the Yao clan." A grave expression flashed through Xiao Yang's eyes as he stared at this white-haired old man, who was filled with a warm friendliness. He could sense an unusually powerful aura radiating from the old man's body. This aura was many times stronger than Elder Wanho's aura. This is the clan head of the Yao clan, Yao Dan. He is currently a 7-star Do Xing. Yao Lao's eyes were a little complicated as he looked at the white-haired old man. Regardless of what happened, the blood of the Yao clan still flowed within his body. His heart felt some emotion when seeing the clan head of the Yao clan. 7-star Do Xing. Xiao Yang narrowed his eyes. This should be the strongest person within the Yao clan. He was indeed a little stronger than the strongest in the Sky Mansion. The foundation of an ancient clan was indeed something to be envious of. "Ha ha, those who have come are guests." The clan head of the Yao clan, Yao Dan, revealed a warm smile on his face as he stood in the sky. He cupped his hands to the densely packed crowd. Then, his eyes suddenly leaped over everyone and paused on Yao Lao. Those flickering eyes contained a complicated emotion. Xiao Yang, who was seated beside Yao Lao, also sensed Yao Dan's gaze. His expression did not change, but a black light flashed beside him. The Northern King once again appeared. Its indifferent eyes stared at Yao Dan. It was just like a wild beast, which would suddenly become violent and start killing if prompted. Yao Lao slowly lifted his head. His eyes looked directly at Yao Dan as he faintly smiled. He cupped his hands together and greeted, "Greetings to clan head Yao Dan. Yao Chen, we have all been mistaken." Yao Dan's eyes focused on Yao Lao before immediately shifting to Xiao Yang. His eyes paused on the northern king beside Xiao Yang. He let out a soft sigh for an unknown reason. He took a step forward and appeared beside the main seat as many Yao clan elders respectfully welcomed him. "Ha ha, old man Yao Dan, are you finally willing to exit your retreat?" Yao Dan was just about to sit when another voice that was ancient and experienced slowly propagated through the sky. There was also an extremely dense medicinal fragrance contained within this voice. After which, everyone saw a green light flicker in the distant horizon. Within a couple of breaths, a pale green medicinal cauldron quickly cut through the air and arrived. There was an old man in ordinary linen robes on the medicinal cauldron. A walking stick made from medicinal ingredients was held in his hand. Many jade bottles hung on this walking stick, emitting clear clanging sounds as they shook. "Old Man Shenong, it is unexpected that even such an elder has appeared." Surprise flashed within Yao Lao's eyes when he saw this person. Xiao Yang by the side was startled before he seemed to have recalled something. The grave expression in his eyes soared. Although the name of this old man Shenong was not very famous, he was an extremely elderly expert within the alchemist world. Even Yao Lao could only be considered a junior when compared to him. It was unexpected that this person, who had been missing for many years, would actually appear in this place. It is indeed worthy of the medicinal ceremony. Xiao Yang gently licked his lips. His heart suddenly became boiling hot. Being able to compete with such a person in terms of alchemy skills was really something that would make one's heart boil. "Ha ha, old fellow, you are actually still alive," Yao Dan softly laughed, but his expression was not the least bit surprised. Old Man Shenong stood up from the medicinal cauldron. He waved his hand and stored the cauldron away. His old and experienced eyes swept around him before pausing on Xiao Yang. He let out a soft exclamation before laughing, "I have not come out for many years. It is unexpected a new face has appeared within the Central Plains. A spiritual strength that has reached the perfect heavenly state despite being so young. How surprising. Greetings to Elder Shenong." Xiao Yang smiled. He calmly cupped his hands together and laughed in front of the many pairs of eyes present. Old Man Shenong smiled as he nodded. He was just about to take his seat when he suddenly frowned and turned around. He looked behind him. A black cloud had suddenly surged over at a shocking speed. Within the blink of an eye, it had turned into a black-clothed middle-aged man. Following the appearance of this person, the entire plaza immediately began to emit a low buzzing sound like the wail of a soul. "Hanhuzi of the Han clan. I have come uninvited. Hopefully, clan head Yao Dan does not hold it against me." The black-clothed man faintly smiled. His steady voice spread throughout the square. "Hanhuzi." Yao Lao, who was beside Xiao Yang, shook upon hearing this person's name. A cold glint surged into his eyes. "Hanhuzi, is teacher acquainted with him?" Yao Lao's reaction had startled Xiao Yang. His eyes scanned the black-clothed middle-aged man in the sky as he gently frowned. It was another person from the Han clan. These people always appeared in such a mysterious fashion. "Do you still recall the small towers incident back then?" The person from the Han clan, who had hid within the small pill tower, and in the end, betrayed and wounded his teacher before eventually escaping. Yao Lao's deep voice contained an endless hatred. "That person is Hanhuzi." Xiao Yang's heart shook as he exclaimed. "I?" Yao Lao slowly nodded. His eyes observed Hanhuzi in the sky as he continued in an icy-cold voice, "This person has an extremely high position within the Han clan. Even Han Mieshing cannot compare to him. Unexpectedly, even he has been attracted by the Yao clan's medicinal ceremony. Hanhuzi is relatively important to the Han clan. If I am not mistaken, he should be the mastermind behind the evil scheme of collecting so many souls. If we can eliminate him, it would be equivalent to breaking an arm of the Han clan." Xiao Yang narrowed his eyes upon hearing this information. A chill flashed through his eyes. Xiao Yan was only too happy to eliminate the Han clan. If he found the opportunity, he would try to see if he could kill this Hanhuzi. However, you should not be careless. This Hanhuzi has a great attainment in terms of medicine refinement. Otherwise, he would not have been selected by the chief of the small pill tower back then as a disciple. Adding so many years of training, his alchemy skills have probably already reached a profound and unfathomable level, Yao Lao softly informed Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang nodded. If one were to describe someone who could attain such a position within the clan as a mediocre person, even a little child would not believe this description. Xiao Yang would naturally not underestimate his opponent. Hanhuzi, why has this fellow come? Our Yao clan did not invite him. HMPH, the Hall of Souls has been capturing souls for so many years. It has even ruthlessly attacked alchemists and snatched their souls. Hanhuzi is definitely involved in that matter. We cannot allow such a person to participate in our Yao clan's medicinal ceremony. The appearance of Hanhuzi immediately attracted the intense reaction from many elders of the Yao clan. Many furious gazes were thrown toward Hanhuzi as stern cries rang out. The clan head of the Yao clan in the leader's seat, and Elder Wanho exchanged glances with each other. They discovered that the both of them were frowning. Clearly, Hanhuzi coming uninvited had exceeded their expectations. The Yao clan had always maintained a distance with the Han clan. This ancient clan was much older than them. Regardless of what kind of changes the other ancient clans underwent during the past thousands of years, only the Han clan continued to remain mysterious and strange. The frightening strength it occasionally displayed caused one to involuntarily feel fear. Adding the mysterious disappearance of the Ling clan and the Shi clan, the Yao clan, Lei clan, and Yang clan began to act more cautiously with the Han and Jiu clans. Hence, their hearts felt some displeasure when they saw that Hanhuzi had actually come uninvited. However, it was fortunate that they clearly understood the current situation. Hence, their faces still retained a smile as hosts. Ha ha, looks like the friends from the Yao clan do not seem to welcome me. This does not seem to match the reputation of liking to entertain guests. Hanhuzi placed both of his hands behind him as he stood in the sky. His eyes shifted to Yao Dan as he faintly laughed. Hanhuzi, my Yao clan did not invite you. Moreover, the current Han clan and Jiu clan do not have a relationship with the other ancient clans. These actions of yours are not like before. It might even deepen the doubt we feel for the Han clan. Elder Wanho replied in a deep voice. It is precisely because we are unafraid of you deepening your doubt that I have come today. Hanhuzi smiled and said, this medicinal ceremony is considered the greatest alchemist gathering on the continent. Ha ha, I am also interested in the position of the top alchemist on the continent. If Elder Wanhua has the qualification to give me this qualification, I will leave immediately. Arrogant. Hanhuzi's words immediately caused some elders in the Yao clan to furiously cry out. Ha ha, my Yao clan is unqualified to give you the name of the top alchemist on the continent. The only thing one can rely on to obtain this name is one's own alchemist skill. Yao Dan faintly laughed and said. Since you are so interested in the name of the top alchemist on the continent, you should remain here. Our Yao clan is not a clan that slights its guests. As long as you obey the rules of my Yao clan, you are the guest of the clan. Otherwise, even if you are the chief alchemist of the Han clan, I will perhaps have to intervene and restrain you. A sharp murderous intent flashed across Yao Dan's elderly face when he spoke until this point. The might of a clan head caused one to quietly feel awed. Clan head, isn't this a little inappropriate? The surrounding elders of the Yao clan were startled when they heard that Yao Dan would allow this Hanhuzi to remain behind. The medicinal ceremony is the grandest activity within our Yao clan. We cannot simply expel our guest in front of so many people without a reason. That would lead to others thinking that our Yao clan is overbearing. Although we must take precaution against the Han clan, there are currently many people gathered within this Yao realm. Don't tell me that someone would dare to try something inappropriate. Yao Dan waved his hand and calmly said. The old me will monitor him closely. If there is anything wrong, this elderly self will personally attack and kill him. Hearing Yao Dan's insistence, everyone could only nod as a reply. Clan head Yao Dan is really magnanimous, Hanhuzi softly laughed. The corner of his mouth was curled as a strange smile swiftly flashed within his eyes. His body moved and he appeared on a stone chair in front of many pairs of eyes. This position was coincidentally a short distance away from Yao Lao and Xiao Yan. Yao Chen, you have accepted a good disciple. Even though I have remained deep within the Hun realm, your disciple's name is still extremely well known. Hanhuzi's eyes shifted to a stone chair before landing on Yao Lao. A strange smile surfaced on the corner of his mouth as he spoke. Who can compare with Hanhuzi, who has betrayed his teacher and destroyed his ancestor, in terms of being infamous? Yao Lao smiled and shook his head as he replied. Ha! I have been a member of the Hun clan since I was born and possess the bloodline of the Hun clan. The matter of destroying my ancestor has nothing to do with me. As for betraying my teacher, ha ha, I never thought of that old fool as my teacher. Hanhuzi merely shook his head in a somewhat serious fashion, after listening to Yao Lao's ridicule. Both of his eyes narrowed into a dangerous arc. He casually said, Yao Chen, you should actually be thanking me. If you had not caught my eye back, then since I wanted you to work for my Hun clan, your soul would have long since been destroyed. How would you have found the time to wait for your disciple to rescue you? Ha ha, but it doesn't matter. Since you have escaped, all we need to do is recapture you. At that time the whatever Sky Mansion Alliance will finally understand just how naive it is. Yao Lao's expression became gloomy after hearing these words. Xiao Yang's expression by the side did not change. He softly laughed, but did not speak. With a random wave of his sleeve, the Northern King beside him suddenly shot forward. It appeared beside Hanhuzi in a flash. A sharp kick ruthlessly slammed toward Hanhuzi like a large sharp blade. Humph! The attack, which had suddenly arrived, startled even Hanhuzi for an instant. He had not expected Xiao Yang to be so ruthless. Xiao Yang did not utter a single word before simply attacking, but Hanhuzi was not an ordinary person. He immediately let out a cold snort. The space surrounding him became distorted as his figure strangely disappeared. The next time he appeared, he was on a stone chair in the distance. Bang! The Northern King's kick smashed the stone table and chair into dust. After which, it stopped moving. Its eyes were indifferent as it glanced at Hanhuzi before returning to Xiao Yang's side and standing as still as a statue. Xiao Yang held a jade cup in his hand, while a pretty female servant obediently walked forward to fill it with a fragrant medicinal wine made by the Yao Clan. He took a gently sip and suddenly laughed. Cold individuals who have betrayed their teachers should stay far away from me. Ha ha, what a great Xiao Yang. A smile surfaced on Hanhuzi's face as he sat in the stone chair some distance away. His smile was dense and bone-chilling. A frightening energy fluctuation slowly spread from his body as he stared at Xiao Yang, causing the expressions of many elders from the Yao clan to change. Hanhuzi, today is the great ceremony of our Yao clan. Fighting is forbidden. Those who break the rules will be expelled from the Yao realm. Yao Dan, who was sitting in the leader's seat, took a passive attitude as the two dealt with their conflict. He lifted his head and spoke in a faint voice at this moment. Ha ha, since clan head Yao Dan has opened his mouth, I will naturally listen. The smile on Hanhuzi's dense face hardened when he heard this command before it immediately widened. However, the cold glow within his eyes became denser. This old fellow had chosen not to speak when Xiao Yang had attacked. He had instead chosen to step forward and display his impartiality when Hanhuzi retaliated. This was clearly being biased against him in front of so many people. What a great Yao clan, Hanhuzi coldly laughed in his heart. The expression in his eyes also became stranger. Yao Dan ignored Hanhuzi's expression. His eyes slowly swept around him. His eyes paused as they swept over Xiao Yang. After which an indifferent voice slowly spread. It was just like thunder as it echoed around the mountain top. It is time. Let the medicinal ceremony begin. This video will end here.